Hi everybody, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Letitia.
And this is your marriage tip for today.
Today's marriage tip is get a grip on your lip.
In other words, watch your mouth. There should be no negative talk to your spouse or about your spouse to other people or around other people. Mm-hmm. One thing that I think that we should remember is that our lives, and that would include our spouse, will rise to the level of our confession. Right. The Bible says that death and life is in the power of your tongue. So in a marriage, you want to use that to your advantage. So you never, under any circumstances, even in an argument, want to talk down to your spouse. This is what we referred to in another video when we talked about fighting fair. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not talking about coming to blows or anything, but if you're going to argue or if you're going to disagree, if you're going to fight, make sure that you do it fair. It's unfair to attack your spouse and talk down to them in an argument.
Right. You and your spouse have a disagreement. A lot of times it's easy to run to your best friend or to run to your mama.
Right.
And, just release all these different kind of emotions, right?
Right.
But you have to be careful with that because, a lot of times when you're angry, you say stuff that you really don't mean.
Right. Right.
And
because they're your friend or because they're your mom, they'll sit there and listen to it and they'll let you vent.
Right. And they won't only let you vent. They'll, most of the time, they love you so much to jump on the bandwagon with you.
Oh, yeah, they'll engage.
Yeah, and start saying these negative
I wouldn't have took that from him. Yeah, he shouldn't have done that. Yeah, they did it.
If I were you, I'd do this and I'd do that. And, some people even say, well, I told you not to marry him anyway.
Right,
So, just gotta be careful with that. Because the thing is, a day or two later,
yes.
You and your spouse have made up and everything's fine.
Right.
But your best friend and your mom, whoever you release information to,
they wasn't there for the makeup session.
Yeah, and they're still hanging on to that.
Yeah, they still mad and y'all done got over it,
And also, it paints your husband, your spouse in a bad light.
Right. Right.
Okay, and then also with that being said, you want to make sure that you, whenever you have a disagreement or anything like that, make sure you don't, invite too many people into, to that.
To give a vote on a disagreement, because it really ain't none of their business. Mm-hmm. Not only is it disrespectful to the privacy of your marriage, and disrespectful to the privacy of your spouse, but you're giving people a vote that really don't even have a right to have an opinion. Mm-hmm. I mean, just because you can have an opinion doesn't mean that you need to have an opinion. And people that are not in your marriage, only the people in your marriage have a right to have an opinion about what goes on in that marriage, unless their name is God.
Right.
Right.
And so, I think it's really healthy to have, someone to talk to.
Right. Nobody's, taking away your support system. We're just trying to preserve the privacy of the marriage,
Yeah, you just have to be careful, about who you invite to talk about those.
Right.
About those things.
One thing I learned is that you teach people how to treat your spouse by how you talk about them.
Right.
So that, like, let's say in the home, the children will respect your spouse if you respect the spouse. Mm-hmm. Because they do what you do, not what you say. Yeah. But then, your in-laws or your friends, they're going to treat the spouse how you paint that spouse in front of them. So if you're talking down to them all the time, then they're going to feel like it's okay to disrespect them too.
Yeah, because they're like, well, she talks down to him, so
right.
Yeah, I can too.
You called him a dog, so they're gonna call him a dog.
Like even in a joking manner, you never want to talk down to your spouse, especially in front of other people.
Right.
Let's say Mark and I were out with some friends or whatever, and he does something kind of silly.
Like if I spill my drink or I drop my plate or something in front of everybody.
Yeah. So being a good wife, one thing that I would never do is say, Mark, you're so clumsy, so how did you do that?
Right. Need to pay attention. No.
And then, even like if I was laughing about it, and even if the company that we were with, they were laughing about it, it's not okay.
Right. If anything, you know that your spouse is embarrassed about it. They might not say it because it happens to everybody, but they're embarrassed about it. So don't you jump on the bandwagon with everybody else that's laughing, and start applauding. Good job. Right. No, stop that. Mm-hmm. Stop that. Because see that habit is going to follow you into times of difficulty.
Yeah.
So if you're going to exploit it there, see, it starts with the small stuff. Mm-hmm. If you'll exploit it there, you'll exploit it in other areas too.
Right. Okay, you may be thinking, well, I think that might be, taking it a little too far or
this is a little
extreme,
excessive.
you
That's
know,
just petty.
that was just joking around. But the thing is, you have to be careful with your words, you know,
Yeah.
because, you know, a lot of times you may say, oh, we're just joking around, you know, or this or that. But the thing is, your words are powerful.
Right.
Okay, your words have creative power and
not just creative power in the sense that they create wealth or they create health, but they take on life in the emotions of the receiver.
right.
So you got to be careful with it. This is why you got to watch something called sarcasm. I love sarcasm, but sarcasm left unchecked, when sarcasm is excessive, in most cases, the root of that sarcasm is bitterness.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, and also, you know, words they do something, you know, in your heart.
Yeah.
And so you have to just be careful with that. And, you know, we're not trying to say, you know, if you're a jokester or whatever, you know.
No,
we're
have
not trying
fun.
To, right, we're not
have
gonna,
fun. Keep it light.
We're
Yeah.
not trying to change you because me and Mark, we like to have a good time.
Yeah, we joke a
We
lot.
joke around all the time, but
I'm joking right now.
okay, babe. But the thing is, you can joke without
Being hurtful.
yeah, saying mean things.
Right, right. So get a grip on that. That was a good tip, babe.
Okay. This has been your marriage tip for the day. Get a grip on your lip.
I like that grip. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to our channel and share it, like it, comment on it, all that good stuff. Tell all your friends about it.
And for more information about us and to follow us on social media, all of our information is listed in the description box below.
God bless you. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.